Mad about you.
That is the first song to add for May 2017. It's called Mad About You by Coney and Danielle. The song is already over 1 million streams on Spotify, and Danielle has also been blowing up around the world with her work on the song Tuesday. We spoke with Danielle about her work on Mad About You earlier this year, and she had this to say about the track.
Mad About You is pretty much just being head over heels and crazy in love with someone. There's a lot of metaphors in the song, which I feel like goes back and forth, and you replay this sort of thing in your head where you're like, I don't understand what's happening to me, like what's going on? You're almost so in love that it's just completely mad, but for some reason people understand it and allow you to be crazy and allow you to be like, it's alright, like I get it, I know what you mean, you're in love.
Hey, how are you? I'm Kevin Kenny, and welcome to a brand new episode of 5 Songs to Add. I hope it finds you well, and it is certainly warmer out here on our little fire escape set than it was the last time we joined you. And speaking of warmer weather, I'm going to use that as our segue here. Let's pivot to a place where it is warm all year long, Southern California, and an up-and-coming artist from that way, Maddie Ross. Maddie's song, You're Still My Sugar, first came to my attention while I was checking out a Billboard.com article, and after a quick Spotify search, quickly became my go-to jam. It is infectious, it's rock, it's great, and it's your second song to add this episode. And here's Maddie herself to tell us a little bit more.
Sugar, I just wrote so quickly. I got lunch with this really cool girl who puts on a lot of shows, and she wanted to book me an EP release show, and I just was feeling so inspired and was like, oh my god, what a cool day. And then I just went home and I literally walked in the door, picked up my guitar and just played a chord progression, and it was that chord progression. I just wrote some quick scratch lyrics on top, and it was just the first verse. I pretty much wrote all of the lyrics in one sitting in 10 minutes, and then sent my girlfriend the demo, and she was like, oh, this is awesome. And she came home that night and we finished it.
Everybody's crazy. You fell in love. We took that rain check, and we kissed the whole day.
Numero Tres takes us all the way up to Minnesota. Alan Kingdom's new album, Lines, dropped back on April 7th, and that record has quickly become a soundtrack to my spring. Your third song to add this episode is track number 11 off that album, and is entitled Fuck My Enemies. Before we get to that song, Alan got the call of a lifetime a couple years back when Kanye West, of all people, asked to work with the then young MC, and he told us that story recently by phone. Take a listen.
I look at putting out music, and the same people that I was working with at the time, working with me and working with him, basically his people heard my music, and he already had heard my music before I met him. And yeah, it was mad natural. People have crazy stories that are someone called me and then I flew out. You know what I mean? Mine wasn't really like that. It was just kind of I was just putting out music, and he was in the Midwest and I was, and the same musicians I was working with were working with him. They were at the studio and were like, yo, do you mind if Alan comes through? And he was like, nah. And then I came through.
Should've known, let's fuck my enemies. Should've known not to trust your energy. Should've known, let's fuck the industry. Should've known you gon' remember me.
We are moving along here on 5 Songs to Add. The second to last song in this episode takes us to Portugal. The track is called You and comes from a band that goes by the name of Varwell. They were nice enough to take the time all the way from their home in Portugal to Skype in with us here at 5 Songs to Add and to tell us about what went into You and what the song means to them.
Basically, he started it 2015, and then we didn't touch it for a year. When we started working on the album, I really liked the instrumental that he'd made so far, and then I started trying out melodies in it. It's kind of like a Gone Girl themed song, because then she's obsessed with the woman with whom he cheated with. She's just fantasizing about her death and stuff. It's really dark.
The fifth and final final song to add on this episode comes from, and I'll tell you right now, we are traveling even further from our home here in New York than Portugal for this one, Australia. The song is called Pure Luck and comes from a 17-year-old producer who is still in high school and making incredible music down under. I spoke with Nina personally via Skype about the track and her new single Same World not too far back. Now I could of course intro this song myself, but why not let Nina do it? Enjoy.
For me, I don't know, I think it's just like a fun, pretty song, and it makes me feel good when I listen to it, so hopefully it makes other people feel good as well. It's just kind of like light and a bit fluffy and just fun, I think, bubbly and stuff.